lose it?
Kind of gets.
Can I?
Well, I mean,
is it my own?
now we're already live.
Do I have my own crown of thorns on?
Yeah, it kind of does look like that, so it's good. It works. Okay, we're live, everybody.
We're live, everybody. Hey, everybody, welcome. Sorry that we missed last week. Hopefully, there weren't too many suicides. My name is Brian. To my stage left is Adam Hineker. This is the Brian McCarthy interview show. Just the two of us today because it's been, you know what? People say that they like it one way, they like it another way, and this is how it is today. So we are going to endeavor for the live portion of the show. If you're watching, we are going to keep one beaded eye on the comments. If you have questions or whatever.
Yeah, now's the time to chime in.
Now's the time that I feel like we've grown apart.
Yeah, you want to reconnect a little bit?
There's been some emotional distance with the audience, which I don't like.
I agree.
Yeah, and you can see if you can guess from our background, it is Good Friday. I tell you what, not good for Jesus. No. I was telling Adam that the background that you see, if you're listening, it's just a background of three gentlemen being crucified, and they are Filipinos. And you can make the argument, if you're born Filipino, you've been crucified by life. Okay. We'll fix that in post.
We just lost the Manila, the market share in Manila.
Just dropped. By the way, I'll give you $7,000 if you can name another city in the Philippines.
Phuket, maybe? Is that one? No, but I don't know. You have to confirm. I would have to look. I think Phuket is one.
I don't think that sounds like a make it up place.
I think that might be.
I think that's Narnia.
I think that actually may be Vietnam.
I believe you're right. Now you owe me $7,000.
I sure do.
All right. Okay. Well, that's the show, folks. I'm going to take my bag of money and go to meet you at Gallagher's 2000.
Ooh.
No, in the Philippines, they do a thing where these hardcore Catholics, and they actually do the Stations of the Cross, and they crucify. They take one lucky Catholic, and I think it's a volunteer. I mean, they can't just grab somebody. And they take a volunteer and they go, "Hey, you're Jesus this year." And they fucking take the guy and they take them all through. And it's sort of like a living, like a living nativity scene. What's actually what they call a living passion play.
Sure, passion play. I remember going to, I believe they do the passion play, like when you go to mass.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I had to sit through that when I was at Catholic school.
Yeah, this is like that, but on steroids.
Sure.
Yeah.
8 hours long instead of the 4 hour American one.
I really, really hate a religious service.
Yeah, and the Catholics, they make up it's quantity really over quality.
I always feel like too, like all that singing you do. If I was God, I would be like, you know what, everybody, just cut it out. It's fine.
Right.
You guys, I'm embarrassed for you. Like,
yeah.
I'm the omnipresent deity of the world, and I'm getting douche chills by listening to everyone sing these horrible hymns. Like, my cousin, she is kind of religious, or she was religious for a long time, and I was asking her about it, and she said that when you sing, it's like talking times 100 with prayer, which sounds super made up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when you sing
extra concentrated.
Yeah, it's like yeah,
oh
exactly.
It's okay, that checks out.
Yeah. It's like a very hearty stock of it's extra holy if you sing it. But Catholic masses, if you've never actually been to, they're all terrible. I mean, I haven't, and it's funny because like the minute you go to one, the minute it starts, it's like time stops. It just takes forever.
I went once I went for Easter like 5 years ago or something.
Why?
I don't. It was
girlfriend
a girlfriend that I was with that was kind of still into being Catholic, and
she's on her knees a lot.
Go
ahead.
Hey, genuflex, you fucking broad.
Yeah, body of Christ in you.
Body of Christ.
Yeah, all over your tits.
But I went. It was kind of like fun. It was kind of nostalgic, and as an adult, it went by a lot faster. But it's because I went once in like 20 years.
Yeah, I also I don't like the peace be with you.
Peace be with you, and also with you. Yeah. That was
turning around. And for those of you who are listening who don't know what we're talking about, there's a little break in the mass where you walk around. I'm sorry, you don't walk around, but you stay in your pew and you shake everybody's hand around you and you go, peace with you, peace with you. But peace
be with you, and also with you.
Yeah,
peace be with you.
It's very manufactured, very forced.
There's a Dane Cook bit about that.
Oh, really?
He's like,
let me guess.
As soon as he starts to say peace a bunch of times, you're thinking, not fucking fuck that guy or something. I don't know. I think he does an impression of an alien.
Wow.
I'm not sure.
And really, his stuff ages well. It's like Mort Saul.
Yes.
And also, all of it seems really, and also like I keep looking at like my weirdly, my half brother like got. My family on my mom's side, it's a very like weird relationship with.
Was he one of those like
religion.
late in life?
Not like, well, like he even weirder, in my opinion. He was like 8 or 9 when he got baptized.
Okay, yeah. That's
So you have to go to like catechism class and everything. And my my girlfriend and I at the time, it's a long time ago, went. But the priest was like a young priest. But it is funny how in like a generation, it went from like seeing a priest, you're like, oh, look at him, like what a good guy. And now you see a priest, you're like, ooh, what a fucking weirdo.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, number one, like if you're not fucking a kid, it's even weirder almost.
Mhm.
Like I almost have respect for you if you're like, yeah, I got into the priesthood because I love fucking kids, and I'm gonna fuck kids as long as I can until they catch me, and then I guess I'll figure it out. I'll figure that out. They move us around a lot. I'll just get to. I guess you're at the end of your priest career when you're just fucking really, really black kids. They start you off in like a white parish, and then you just, because
they bust you out. They bust you to a new parish.
Yeah, you kind of get like you start going to where they're not such tattletales when they have when there's no father figure. A lot of food stamps. Listen, getting diddled by the new white priest with a lisp is the least of your problems, right?
Hey, Brian McCarthy fan fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy,
you put thought into this.
Have I ever? So anyway, so no show last week. I spent not last week, the week before. I was in Florida. I went to Walt Disney World. That was whatever that was. That was fun. It was fun. It was fun. Listen, guess what? Guess how many? Okay, in 2 days. Okay, we walked almost 30 miles.
Yeah, you got your steps in.
29 miles in 2 days.
The bad thing is every 1,000 steps you ate a funnel cake.
Yeah,
So really kind of
I ate a churro, concentrated funnel cake.
Ooh,
no, I actually lost weight when I got home. I weighed myself. Yeah. We took every meal eating over a trash can. Like,
really?
Well, because there's so much shit to do. Like, we did that.
You're just quick. You're just trying to kind of quick.
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Sustenance.
The whole idea of like sitting down and eating in Walt Disney World, the whole thing feels vaguely embarrassing anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it just all feels embarrassing. But like, I will say that like with my children are 16 and 13, and my wife's 11, which people are constantly giving me shit about, but I love her. Yeah. Well, I adopted the older kids.
Yeah.
So it's like the kid's mother is their youngest sister. Figure that one out. But no. So we had this concierge service, which was like, it was this thing that my buddy used but the way that he did it is you have somebody that's not affiliated with Walt Disney. They're just like an outside company in Orlando, and they walk around with you. But that seemed to be overkill. So what we did was that same company has a service where they text you. It's like a texting tour guide. And now when you go to Walt Disney World, I know everyone's really fucking fascinated by this, but when you go to Walt Disney World now, there's like an app and shit. And so you have to like log in with your app, and it has your credit card, and it has, to me, it's very, very complicated. But what this company does is they go, okay, you give us your login for your app. Give us the street you grew up on, your favorite band, your mother's maiden name. No, your dog's birthday. No, they go, give us give us your login to your app. So then, okay, so you show up at the park, right? You're at the park. You text the person, the company. You go, hey, Amy, was her name? Hey, Amy, we're at the park. She then says, go to this thing first. When you go in, we already had purchased these fast pass or lightning pass things, right? So you go in and they scan you in immediately. And as soon as I'm scanned in, Amy, who has the login and shit, right? She's now seen, okay, the McCarthys are now logged in to this thing. So then she looks at the next thing that has no line, and then she'll say, okay, when you're out of this.
So she's like dispatch.
She is
Kind
your
of.
own dispatch.
Fun.
Yes. And she's like,
She's at like some kind of command center
yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm guessing a 2009 Hyundai
on
Elantra.
a red phone.
Yeah, she's probably in a parking lot of
The
a.
McCarthy's have checked in.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's cool.
They're
Wow,
le-
so they can kind of like have this
Yes.
bird's eye view, and they can go over to the
Yes.
Tilter world.
Yeah. Well,
Clearly not familiar with.
yeah, it's been a long time since you've got right. You're like
Go to the,
you're like go to Goofy's Whack-A-Mole.
Right.
Yeah, but
no
so
idea.
and also, for example, we started off in the Hollywood studios because by there she said, listen, you want to go to Hollywood studios first because people like to do that later on in the day. So with this woman's help, you sort of worked against the crowds. Does that make sense? So for example, they had that new Star Wars thing called Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, of course.
Which I honestly thought sucked, but whatever. I'm like, hello, where's Boba Fett? Excuse me. By the way, you know how much we love Chip Chipperson. I was doing Chip Chipperson the entire time I was in Galaxy's Edge. There's this one thing called Rise of the Rebellion, and again, no lines. I'll tell you one thing: there are fucking people waiting for 45 minutes at 10:30 in the morning to go on this thing, and you just zip right in, and you go, yep, pop right out. And this Rise of Rebellion thing is, you go in, and it's a whole. Most of these attractions, it's kind of the same thing. You go in a room, there's a screen, they kind of establish the narrative for the little story, and then from there you go into another room, and then you probably go into like cars, and then you ride around, and then it is really wild, and you can tell they spent a fortune, but to me it's all fucking gay, but whatever. And but it was when we were doing Rise of the Rebellion, my daughter, I kept going, oh no, here comes Darth Vader with a lightsaber, everybody duck. This guy's going to cut your fucking head off, and then you're going to have where are you going to put your hat on your fucking shoulders or something?
Mm-hmm. And they loved it. Probably.
Oh, yeah. Actually, my daughters had no idea what Chip was.
Yeah, they don't know.
And they were doing it at the end of the.
Okay, that's fun.
I have Jim Norton's phone number. Let's call him right now and tell him about that. He'll like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimbo.
Text him. Do you still text him jokes?
You doing that thing on 4th of July again where I come to your house, sit outside with Karen Feehan?
I think probably don't even text him. Just show up on the 4th with a camping chair.
Yep. Ugh. The problem with camping chairs is there's so much nylon and backing in those things, you get really sweaty in them.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
It would be better if there was like
a
camping chair that they don't breathe. The fabric doesn't breathe very easily.
You need like a nice linen one.
Oh my god,
breathable with some breathable fabric.
Okay,
Eddie Bauer edition.
I'm right here right now.
Okay.
Like
what do you got?
Like a safari, a Hemingway branded safari camping chair.
Like a breathable khaki.
A breathable, like bamboo, but with but not linen, but like linen strips, like crisscrossing linen strips. I am there.
Definitely.
Everyone get a call to B. Dalton Bookstore. All right.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, there's one.
B. Dalton.
It's got to be someone somewhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you do the Rise of the Rebellion thing, and then from there, but that particular part of Hollywood Studios is way the fuck deep in Hollywood Studios. So you start way back there, and you just kind of work your way out. Does that make sense? So anyway, so it was fine. But over 2 days we did. I will say this: weather in Orlando is very, very hot.
Yeah, it's humid too.
Humid as fuck. There's no breeze anywhere, and I don't know. Walt Disney World is huge, and
how did you sleep? Great after those. I would think after walking that much, you would like fucking go down like a log.
Yeah, we stayed at a very nice hotel, which was not on the property, but just just trying to I mean,
you stayed off campus, huh?
They call it off property.
Off property, okay.
And when you tell someone at Disney World that you're staying off property, they're like, "Ugh, where are you staying? The not comfort in."
Quinta?
We stayed at a beautiful Waldorf Astoria, but it's not on the property there. So, but it was funny because one of the bus drivers, she was telling me. She's a little lesbian. She was like 4'10" or something, tiny little woman. She looked like a bowling ball. And I asked her, I said, "Hey, this how big is Walt Disney World?" She goes, "It's the size of 2 San Franciscos," which I thought was a weird unit of measurement.
It's the gay agenda.
That really is what
that is. She's trying to put that in.
Yeah. How many? She's like, if you stacked 45,000 transgendered ninth graders who want to swim for the team that is not the sex that they were born, they would reach gay heaven.
It's 1,000 Castros wide.
Yeah.
Is what she said.
Yeah, right. If Walt Disney World was a glory hole, it would be 95 miles in diameter.
They laid Harvey Milks end to end. It would be
right
100,000 of them.
Right. If Disney World was a cum shot,
Yes.
it would be
a gay cum shot.
Yeah. Well, is there any other kind? I don't think you can give a girl a cum shot. I think you just cum on her. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like,
they call it the cum shot, right?
I know the pop shot. I was in the industry. Sure. I call it the pop shot.
Here comes the pop shot. You have a countdown.
Yeah. We're gonna pop now. He's ready to pop. Yeah. So anyway, so that was that, and then we went to. I will say this. Then we went to Tampa, and that was fun. We did Busch Gardens. They have 11 roller coasters at Busch Gardens, and we rode all 11. And I splurged and I bought the VIP Busch Gardens tour.
Mm.
And I think that was kind of a waste because it wasn't very crowded. I don't think we needed to be. The girl, she said, you basically get somebody that like walks you around the park, and they kind of but they have 11 roller coasters. We rode each one, and that was a lot. And we rode right in the front, and it was a lot. It was a lot of roller coasters. But
Jeremy wanted to know how many times if you threw up on a ride at all, or shortly after.
What's up? No, I did not. I will say this: when we were in Busch Gardens, there's one roller coaster. There was the girl that brought us around. My daughter would say to her, like, "Hey, well, the one we're going on a scale of 1 to 10, which one is this?" And she would go 7 or 8 or whatever, and then this one, and she goes, "This one's like a 10." And of course, I'm so old. I went 11, like Spinal Tap. She had no idea.
Turn it up.
Yeah,
turn it up.
Well,
to
this one goes to 11.
Yeah,
but the name of this one was the Steel. Will you look it up, please, really quickly? Okay. It's called the Steel G something. It's this steel in Busch Gardens in Tampa, and it has an 89-degree pitch. But it used to be a wooden roller coaster, but they turned it steel. I don't really know how the fuck they did that, but so sometimes when you're
this is Busch Gardens.
Yes, Tampa. Okay. The steel starts with a G. Hopefully that's enough.
Iron Guaza?
Yes, Iron Guaza. Yeah, the Steel G. Iron Guaza, same thing.
Oh, you got the G part right.
Yeah,
Guaza. Okay.
Yeah, the Iron Guaza. But the thing about it is, sometimes when you ride a roller coaster and when you're going to go upside down, it has those big things that go over your shoulders and things. This had none of those. And are you looking at a picture of the thing? It's fucking terrifying, dude.
Oh yeah, wait. So how are you?
I don't know. It's the force of nature.
Oh, okay. It
keeps your ass.
Centrifugal, is that the word?
Irregardless. What am I, Einstein?
Okay, so like when you do the loop-de-loop on a slot car, it's.
I can tell you, my ass was not scary. In the seat, and we sat right in the very front, and it was really something else. So the Iron Guaza, Steel Guaza, yeah, Iron
Good
Guaza.
Wrestling name if you want to start a tag team.
It's so funny you should mention that because I was thinking did I tell you the story about the Iron Sheik and how all the wrestlers got pissed off at me?
No.
Okay.
Maybe I'll refresh my memory.
I will. So anyway, to answer your question, I didn't on any of them.
You don't get nauseous like that.
I mean, I was prepared to vomit, but
I did. The only little Mickey tote.
But the only thing that happened, which was when we were in Walt Disney. I think we were in Epcot. We're in Epcot. In Epcot, they have like a couple of Avatar rides, and one was pretty cool. It was like you sat on like a fucking pterodactyl or something, and you flew around. And honestly, with my vision, it was actually all pretty. Like I got most of it. Like the screens were so big that it makes sense. It kind of works. But then one of the Avatar rides was really queer. You just kind of sat in like a little fucking. I said, "Where's Blue Sigourney Weaver?"
We don't hear queer enough. We got to bring queer back.
Yeah. Well,
fucking queer.
Well, I tell you what was funny. So we're sitting. So basically, like this one. You sat in like a little floating, like a small world after all kind of thing, like a little car, but a floating car thing. Yeah. And you just went around through the caves of Avatar, and it was really trippy, and the music was wild, and it was all this kind of like crazy colors, but it was all like it didn't do anything. You just looked at shit. And but what was funny about that was my daughter and I got into it, and we were sharing. We were like 4 of us, and there were 2 people right in the very front of us. and this one person kept using flash photography on their phone and taking pictures of the inside of the ride. And they say no flash photography.
Not allowed, right?
And I was the Disney policeman. So I kept going, I'm sorry, thank you. No flash photography, thank you.
Trying to sound with like that official tone.
Thinking they couldn't hear my voice. Thank you. So the ride is over. And as we pull in, they bring a wheelchair over, and the person who was taking the flash photography was severely retarded.
Yeah,
like I don't know what was. She was like, which I'm not saying that to make fun of them, but and I told my daughter, and I was like, well, we were yelling at a retarded person.
Yeah. Well, the good thing there is they probably had no idea you were talking to them, right?
Yeah, and I reach up and squeeze your tits too. I'm like, ooh, you like that? You like that? You crime against
Those
humanity.
Titties ain't slow.
David Tell. Yeah. So anyway, but that was what we did. But anyway, so then Busch Gardens was there, and that was what we did there, and that was fine. But I will say this: we stayed at a hotel in Tampa, and everyone in Tampa kept saying, "Oh, a lot of New Yorkers have moved down here." I was like, I kept saying, "Well, you're not getting the A team who's moving down here. No one."
Wow, Tampa, eh?
Well, yeah. Apparently Florida's had a huge influx of like people.
You know what I mean? I know a few people that moved to Florida during COVID.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I will say, lots of attractive women though in Tampa.
Yeah,
lots of like
Trampa, they call it.
Yeah, is that really a thing?
That's what I heard.
Okay, yeah, lots of sevens, lots of like
sevens,
lots of belly shirts and cesarean scars.
Sure, yeah.
Like I told my wife, I'm like, if this whole marriage thing falls apart. I think I'm gonna move to Tampa. I'll get like a 1-bedroom, like in a kind of a nice 1-bedroom, and just run out the clock and like marry some 46-year-old who needs me to blow into the tube in her car to start it. Like she's like, hey,
because she's the breathalyzer.
Yeah, breathalyzer.
Okay, yeah. She's 46-year-old with an ankle bracelet.
Yeah, I don't have a job, so my job is to help her get her kids back. But I don't want her to get her kids back, so I just kind of pretend that I want to help her get her kids back. Yeah. But then I call the judge and
you're secretly kind of sabotage.
Yeah, right. I'm like, she likes Oxycontins on her breakfast cereal, Your Honor. But yeah, Tampa was like full of lots of gays too. It seemed like a very friendly. Tampa was like, because I don't know, I haven't really spent much. I've never been on the west coast of Florida before, but everyone was kind of down for the bullshit. They weren't like, New York. It was a little kind of like, here comes this guy. But
sure.
Tampa, I felt like my unique brand of horse shit was kind of like the locals
you
were
play in Tampa. Those are maybe your people.
I feel like I feel like it felt like uncharted waters a little bit for sort of that kind of goofing around. They seemed they weren't particularly uptight, and they kind of know they suck. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like, we're Tampa.
Interesting. I wonder what that would equate to. If that would be like Chicago to New York or something, or like
Philadelphia.
Philly. Yeah, they're real. Tampa's real.
Yeah. Tampa's like, listen, we're on the Gulf of Mexico. We get it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. We're the hot shit here, but we're still, it's like a Marshall's, that clothing store that has like kind of nice stuff, but maybe it's a little fucked up.
Like TJ Maxx. A little irregular. Carl Kanai.
It's like a TJ Maxx in like a nice part of town. Yes. They're like, look, we have
Armani Exchange. All right.
We have Polo, but it's chaps.
Yeah.
Okay. It's chaps. But anyway, so I want to tell you this thing. This is funny about what the iron thing. So the one time that, as everyone probably listening might know, or if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Yeah.
That's Biggie Smalls. Thank you.
That wasn't Brett.
No, that wasn't actually me. No,
that wasn't Brian McCarthy.
No, it wasn't how I actually speak. When I was in Atlanta, when I was working for the women's wrestling company, before I started the wet wrestling stuff, I worked for a women's wrestling company. And one time we did a combination men's show and a women's show. And these were all of like the stars of ECW. So for those of you who like wrestling who are listening to this, by the way, thank you, I guess, for, I don't know I don't know why you like wrestling, but good for you. But the Sandman was there, New Jack was there, and my the guys I worked for, they hired the Iron Sheik to do a promotional appearance at our show. So it was at like a small arena, and I mean small-ish, like 3,000 people in Atlanta. And the whole idea was to shoot this thing, and the Iron Sheik was going to do some stuff with the girls and some stuff with the guys. So, okay, great. So I and me being the executive producer of this whole fucking disaster, I had to deal with the Iron Sheik and his manager. And so Iron Sheik is there.
What the Iron Sheik looks. I feel like I.
Oh, come on. You got to see him.
I mean, I remember wrestling a little bit, but
Iron Sheik was around in like the early 80s.
Yeah.
The camel toe clutch and everything. Like, I think he was huge. You know, he was like a original Hulk Hogan and everything.
Okay. Was he dummy? Okay.
I humble you. Yeah, he's like an OG guy. And now
okay. Yeah, I think maybe he was my brief stint as a boy with being into wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, everybody.
I missed him.
He's one of those names that if you don't know anything about wrestling, you know the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, I definitely recognize the name, but
so he's
picture him.
Yeah, well, he's had drug problems and problems with like all these. But I think he's even still alive. He's got to be 75 by now. But when this was probably, and I think he won the gold medal for Iran. When in 1976 or something. Anyway, whatever. Iron Sheik. So Iron Sheik is there. And it was funny because I have a shithead cousin who lives in Atlanta who I don't think had a job at the time. So when I came down to Atlanta, even though this guy was terribly mean to me growing up, I gave him a job for a week working for us doing airport runs and things like that. And I said, you have to pick up the Iron Sheik at the airport. And he went to pick up the Iron Sheik and he calls me from baggage claim. And he's like, I don't know who he is or what he looks like. And I said, well, I don't know. He goes, well, there's a guy over by baggage claim who's wearing like curly toed shoes and a big wrestling belt. Yeah. And and he has a cane and he looks to be about 65 years old and he has a big mustache.
That could be him.
I said, well, I'll tell you what, if it's not the Iron Sheik, just get that guy.
Exactly.
He sounds like he's fun.
Ask him what his rate is.
Yeah. Just kidding. Put him in the car. Yeah. So Iron Sheik shows up, and now New Jack, who's one of the wrestlers for ECW, was there, and Diamond Dallas Page was there. So all these guys were there, and everyone. It's weird with wrestling because like everyone is very much about like showing people like respect because there's not a lot of money. I don't know. It's been my experience with certain aspects of the entertainment industry that the less money you get paid to do something, it becomes more about like your ability to command respect in your position. All that kind of thing.
Interesting. Wouldn't have known that.
And of course, I don't come from that background. So for me, this guy's just some fucking broken down old weirdo.
Right. With crazy mustache.
Right. Whose manager was like, hey, listen, tomorrow we're doing like a signing at a middle school in Decatur, Georgia or something.
Yeah, right.
By the way, Paul Dinnan was here for all this.
Oh, he was. Is he a wrestling fan?
No,
he was just there.
No, but he knows the Iron Sheik. I mean, he knew some of the, but he's also from Atlanta, so he came down. Anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we've got the Iron Sheik, and we hired this girl. As a matter of fact, I hate to keep asking you to look up things, but look up, please, Jessica Blade. She's a blonde girl. I just talked to her not too long ago on the phone. She used to do porn, and she was one of our blonde girls that did.
One of the blonde girls.
Well,
Jessica Blade. American. Oh, that's Jessica Biel.
No, it's not Jessica Biel.
I'll have to put porn maybe because.
Yeah, porn maybe.
Because other Jessica Blades are Jessica Blade party fuck 44 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, party fuck sounds about right. Yeah, that's her. She's blonde girl.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I like that I'm looking things up just so I can see who it is.
Yeah, of course.
Like look this up.
Look this up, please. So she did a lot of the wet wrestling stuff.
Peach. Oh, she looks like she'd do some wet wrestling.
Yeah, she was really terrific. And I still talk to her, very friendly still.
Wow.
And I talked to her like 2 weeks ago, but
Blade dropper here.
Yeah, so she would do the wet wrestling and she did a lot of so we when we were in Atlanta, we hired her to do what they're called shoot interviews. So she would have a microphone, camera come up on her, and she would say, Miss Iron Sheik, you are here today to wrestle, blah, blah, blah. What do you think of this is going? And then she would get the guy the mic, and then he would then do his gimmick and kind of be like, humble you, America, death to America, blah, whatever the fuck he's gonna do. And so the guy was super out of it. So by the third take, I told Jessica, I said, so I did blow my nose. I'm sorry.
Jessica Blade.
So
okay, yeah. So I mean, I can picture what you're talking about because we would do, when I would watch WWE or WWF when I was a boy. It would, I'll tell you what, Mean Gene, and they would be the person that was kind of the foil to prompt them to call the person out.
It's called a shoot interview.
Okay.
And it's kind of a standard of wrestling thing that they do. And the whole idea was this was an homage to the WWE in the early 80s. So, but we had her doing it, and she was in a bikini, her tits are out and everything. The whole thing was like ridiculous. By the third take, I realized that the Iron Sheik, like, I don't think he even knew like where the fuck he was or what was going on. So I told Jessica, I said, do me a favor, let's swap out your microphone. And we had all of these dildos all over this place. We had a bunch of dildos.
Now we're having a good time.
Yeah, now we're making TV. So I said, Jessica, take this.
Like rubber chicken.
We had like a
whatever. All kinds of
so we had like a 12-inch veiny black dildo, like a floppy one. You know what I mean? Like a big floppy, no balls on it. But and I gave it to her.
That would have tipped him off.
Actually, I don't think it would have. But so I gave
definitely not.
I gave it to her, and I said, I want you to pretend that this is the microphone that you're using, and use it like a microphone.
And it's black.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of like
Don't even let on that's what it is. I said, and if he doesn't react to it, I want you to take it and sort of rub it on his mustache a little bit, and just kind of like put it on his lips a little bit. Just kind of fuck around with his dildo in his mouth.
I see where this is going.
And just kind of. Well, here's the thing.
I see where this is.
So she's like, she doesn't give a shit. She's like, okay. So she's doing it, and now it's like funny. Because you have this blonde girl who's all jacked up in like a bikini with big tits, and now she's going like Iron Sheik, and she's from Maryland. She has like a Maryland accent. She's like, Iron Sheik, you are here today to settle some scores. What it kind of, and then she would put what he thought would be the microphone, and she's got this thing in his face, and he's grabbing the dildo, and it's like moving around, and it's hitting his lips, and so now. Because he's sort of like the celebrity in the room, the other wrestlers are getting furious at me.
Yeah.
Because I am.
It's all about respect too. He's the elder statesman, probably. Oh, right.
What are you, Diamond Dallas Page?
What do you mean? What do you, Ed McMahon?
You got nothing. Yeah.
Vince?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Is that a wrestler? No.
I don't know. Vince. What are you, Vince?
What are you?
Yeah. Yes, I know what you're trying to say. And
what are you, the Repo Man?
What exactly? Right. What are you, the Junkyard Dogs?
Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Yeah.
They'll just keep naming.
Yeah, right. What are you, George the Animal Steel? Yeah. So anyway, so this guy, so we're doing these takes, right? And these people, because right around, everyone's watching what we're doing because it's all, we have like a hot area with the name of the show and everything up there, and it's a set piece, Sure,
and, hot zone.
Yeah, hot zone, exactly. So one of the guys comes over to me and he starts like lecturing me, and he's like, "You don't know," and he's like, "You can't do that." And to my credit, I mean, I kind of like stood my ground, and I was like, "Hey, I appreciate what you're thinking, but like," and so I cut. And I went to his manager. I went to the Iron Sheik's manager, and I was like, "Hey, that's a dildo, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he wasn't even paying attention, really. And I go, "So instead of using a mic," and I said it loud enough so everyone could hear. I said, "Instead of using a microphone, we're using a dildo as a goof. Like, do you care that your client's doing this?" And he was like, "No." And I'm like, "You cashed a check, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right, I guess we're good."
And I'm sure that completely de-escalated everything.
The
wrestling people were not. The dorks were not.
No. These were like wrestlers.
Oh, okay. Got you. But they were like, people that obviously looked up to him.
Yeah, they were upset. They were very upset with me.
Right.
To the point where, So later on that night, we had like a little party, and New Jack. Look up a picture of New Jack. New Jack is a New Jack wrestler.
Oh, wrestler. Okay.
Yeah, that'll help. He was walking around this hotel suite that we had with a fucking trash bag of cocaine, probably an 8-ball, 3 or 4 grams of blow, and just doing it off of a key, out of a bag, in front of everybody. And he came up to me and he was like, "Yo, you think you're somebody?" Like, and he's trying.
Oh, New Jack got in your face, huh?
New Jack, I thought was going to kill me, to the point where I left the room and
not so funny. When
everyone was like, you should just, you see, he's scary looking guy, right? Yeah, I mean,
he's black. I don't know.
That's a good
that
start.
Makes him scary automatically. I guess he doesn't look super.
Anybody who like is just
huge,
doing, and also 9 out of 10 wrestlers, they have like, problems with the wall or whatever. So he looked like he was going to.
He was about that life.
One of the female wrestlers took me outside and she was like, "You should probably not be hanging out here. Like, you may
want to apologize to New Jack,
or at least the
get an
Iron Sheik
fruit basket."
I didn't know. I just left. I went with my loser cousin to a strip club or something like that. And, that was it. So anyway, that the iron guar, steel guar, that made me think of it.
Guanza,
yeah. So that was So that was my trip to Florida. It was fun. It was a good time. But I don't know. I did want to go to a strip club in Tampa, but there was simply no way that was going to happen.
Yeah, it's weird to
I don't even
slip out. Well, you come back covered in glitter.
Or at least smelling like
I went down to the gift shop,
smelling like a candle.
I was looking for some driftwood for a souvenir.
Exactly. I was shell collecting, and I found
walking on the beach.
And I found a bearded clam. Oh, well, because that's what Tampa is known for, apparently.
Oh yeah, it seems like it'd be a good town for that.
It is. It's
strip clubs.
Yeah, it's like it is very much like, when you get like out of sort of Tampa proper, it's like strip club, window tinting, liquor store, chicken and waffle place. We went to like a soul food breakfast place kind of by accident, because I have a cousin that lives down there, and we had breakfast with him and his wife, and we went to I found one of my Lyft drivers like told me about this place, and he was like, "Oh, it's the best pancake place in Tampa," and we went. It was in a terrible neighborhood, and it was like a chicken and waffle place, but the waitress was this extraordinarily cute black girl. I kept thinking to myself, I was like, what if I'm by myself, if I could just be like, "Hey, when do you get out of here? Let's
get off of work."
Yeah, when we wash that Mrs. Butterworth off you? What do you say we put some Mrs. Butterworth back on you?
Yeah,
Mr. Butterworth.
Mr. Butterworth.
Yeah, by that I mean my cum. Okay. Anyway, good times. Anybody else?
Really kind of spell
anybody else?
Yeah, let's talk to some folks.
We're gonna check in with everybody.
Comments. Yeah, we don't always get a chance to do this because we're like, looking at
all the
pretty ladies.
Oh, by the way, I want to say something that I think is pretty funny. But on Facebook, the interview show on Facebook page, I put a screenshot of the show with the Jocelyn, the girl with her titties on the picture.
Yep.
And nothing happened.
Oh, really?
No. I kind of thought I'd get in trouble with Mark Zuckerberg or somebody, but looks
interesting. You can put nude.
I think it just made it through the cracks or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And maybe a lot of times it can be somebody has to report it.
Yes.
So being that it's on the interview show, that's adults.
Yeah,
that's for grown folks.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being so cool.
Yeah.
Or they probably just take the page down, or I get suspended or something.
Yeah, you probably just get a little strike that says like,
"Hey man,
are you sure? Hey man, not cool.
Yeah,
not cool, man.
So puritanical,
right? Hello to Ted says, "Hey chaps,
hey buddy, hello.
Hey,
in English, Easter it
old
is.
Boy, Jimmy,
get a nail up old Santa Claus on the cross we are, and gamble for his clothes and things.
Yeah." Things of that nature.
Things of this nature.
Things of this nature. Hello to Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Said Ted says, "Do you know anything about cricket, Brian?"
Oh, my sweater. This is a cricket sweater. That's very right. Yes, I actually. This is an actual real cricket sweater. Although the ones that they wear, like in Pakistan and stuff, they tend to be. They're made of like polyester. So this is a cricket sweater. Well,
that doesn't breathe.
I know. Why would you want to run around? I don't know anything about cricket other than that. This is a real. It actually is from a cricket I don't know, a clothier, I guess. But yeah, I know. I'm wearing a cricket sweater. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thought? It's kind of like a tennis sweater, but it has doesn't have any red in it.
Sure.
Oh my God, I hate myself for saying that.
Hello to Bill. Bill says, "Hey guys, hey Bill.
Bill, what's up, buddy?"
Bill also says, "Piss be with you." We were talking about the peace be with you.
Yep.
Piss be with you.
Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world. Have mercy on us.
Keep talking. I gotta just move this.
Oh, something happened.
No.
All right, Adam's moving the camera. Uh-oh. Yeah, we want to miss our. Uh-oh, you don't want to. We want people to actually think we're on the what is the hill? I see what a bad Catholic you are. What's the hill called? Calvary Hill, right?
Your guess is as good as mine, buddy.
The hill where Jesus
was called Calvary Hill.
I believe so. Okay. Or Galilee. No, that's the Sea of Galilee. Is all that stuff still around? Like if I go to Israel, could I go to the Sea of Galilee? I wonder.
I would imagine. I mean, do you think they closed it down?
No, but I'm saying like maybe they renamed it. Maybe it's called
somebody sponsored it.
The
Cricket Wireless.
yeah, right. The Verizon Sea of Galilee.
Yes. Bill says, did Brian do a family road trip like the Vacation movie with Chevy Chase?
Holiday Road.
Everybody flew. It was
one of the greatest lines in the movies. In that movie, when they go to visit Randy Quaid and the daughter, who actually was she played the Jenna blah 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 on 30 Rock. You know what I'm talking about? Not 30. Yeah, yes, 30 Rock. Okay. Yeah. When they're the two cousins are talking, she goes, "Do you know how to French kiss?" Yeah. She goes, "Well, my daddy says I'm the best." I love that line. I said that.
Bill says yes. If you go to Israel now, they put up a Best Western on the hill. I think he's joking.
Okay, right, exactly.
Continental breakfast.
The mini ball's got communion wafers in it. Fucking
bread and fish.
Yeah, bread.
It keeps multiplying. 6 a.m.
Breakfast buffet's got one. You blink and there's 40 fishes already. You go, who's this waiter? Jesus or something?
And then Jeremy was the one. Shout out to Jeremy. He wanted to know if you'd thrown up on the rides. You did not.
No, I did not.
He did not lose his cookies.
Did not.
Brian also said, Jeremy also said, does Brian leverage his disability by getting a fast pass or cutting lines?
Yes.
Excuse me, blind guy coming through.
I tell you what you do.
And by the way,
this is a tip for anybody going to Walt Disney World.
Or going blind.
Mm-hmm. Right. Number one, get a cricket sweater. Even though you have no idea how to play it. This is the equivalent of like running around England wearing like a football helmet. Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you.
That's enough.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, but if you go search the DAS pass, I think it's Disability Accessibility Services for Walt Disney World. And what you have to do is, number one, you have to get the app, right? And you get to log in, which is free. It's all so far, everything I'm telling you is free. So you get the Disney World app.
Disney.
Then you get this, you have to go on Google. You'll find it's very easy to find. You go to DAS services, right? And then you basically, what you have to do is you have to do a video chat. It takes a while.
That's how they screen you for to get like Viagra and stuff too. You do just a quick little video chat.
Oh, you go, my pecker doesn't work.
There you go. Fucking.
What do you want to see? My limp noodle? Here you go. How many of these pills do I need to take? No, but what's fascinating about it, so basically, because I did this, it took me a couple of hours. It was a pain in the ass, but ultimately it worked out because what you get is, okay, so you go on the DAS thing, right? You have to go into a video thing on your phone. But you have to just sit there and wait. And then you wait and wait and wait. And then finally you're in this sort of video queue, although they fucking make it hard because every half an hour or so, they'll be like, hey, are you still waiting? If you are, click here. If not, we're going to kick you off. So you have to sort of pay attention to it. Okay, so let's assume you've paid attention to that. You've clicked yes, click yes. At some point, and for me, it was about 2 hours plus in. As you can tell, I'm very busy. That what happens is after 2 hours plus, a person is then there. And then this person comes on the line and they go, hi, my name is, Carol, and I'm you're here for the DAS pass. And what they do is they're not legally allowed to ask you about your disability. So what does that mean? That means you don't even really have to be disabled, I think. They don't say to you, of course, I was joking with her. I said, you want to know my disability? She's like, no, I can't know. And
actually legally, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. McCarthy.
Yeah.
Mr. McCarthy.
I said, I have Lou Gehrig's disease. Just to make it right. Imagine how unlucky he was. Of course he's going to get it. His name's Lou Gehrig.
It's the damnedest thing.
So what you do is, and then what they then do is with this, while you're now you're in this video chat with this woman, and that you have to hold your phone up and they take a photograph of you. Okay. And now on your Disney app, you're now registered on the app as someone who is disabled. And what that means is, I think you get either 2 or 3 extra free lightning passes. Okay. And you have to, on your app, you give the names of the people that you can have it for up to 5 people. So that's what so to answer your question, yes, I did, but I only did that one thing, but it's a pain in the ass. But the way that I understand it is anybody could have done that. You don't even really have to be disabled. You just have to, I mean, it's not very ethical, but you have to, if you want to lie or just be like, I get anxious waiting in line or something, then you can just do it.
Right.
So maybe that's helpful. So if anyone's planning on going to Walt Disney World, and it's free, because I think you have to pay for those. I mean, you have to pay for lightning passes. I know you do, but these are free lightning passes.
Yeah.
So you get a couple.
Yeah, I brought my emotional support boy.
Yeah, right.
My emotional support gimp. It's like a weird leather. You're like all leathered out.
Yeah. I just have like a
guy with a little tanky.
I have like a dwarf dressed like a pirate on a leash. He's my emotional support pirate dwarf.
My handicap is I'm just really, really gay.
Yeah.
Like extra gay.
My handicap is that women disgust me.
Yes. My diagnosis is too gay for his own good.
Yeah. My diagnosis is I'm so gay that I don't even wear any of the safety lap bands or anything.
Gayer in a room full of daisies.
Yeah. So, but what was wild is when we were in Walt Disney World, I kept looking around at like these families of like 11 people.
Right.
And I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
How the fuck is, number one, it's like herding cats, but how's this any fun? There are 2 people that are under the age of like 7. You got grandma and granddad and in the Rascals. Then you have like the unmarried aunt who's 49 who's already upset because no one's feeding her cats. The whole thing is just
no one's watering her succulents.
Yeah, exactly.
While she's away,
she's trying to tell. Yeah, she's like, I have the recipe that you want for my ambrosia. So I'm just like, but some of these people, they go every year. They go and people.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I know a dude from back in Minnesota. He doesn't have a huge family, but they have 2 kids, and I think they go every year or at least every couple of years.
I don't get it.
It's wild.
Because like I said, the whole time I was there, I felt vaguely embarrassed I was there. Yeah. Just like I'm like,
and I feel like that you kind of should. I feel like you're doing it right if you're in your 40s, and you're like. You should be kind of like, okay, this is for the kids,
right?
Like if you're enjoying it too much and it's too much about you, like you need to like do some self-reflection.
We are going to the
fucking your ears up, but you're like pissed with Mickey Mouse ears on.
God damn it,
fanny pack!
If we don't go to the fucking character breakfast, I'm gonna fucking kick all you kids right in your cunts.
Yes,
Daddy wants to meet Ariel. Yeah, and also like for example, like, and I told you that when I was a kid, and we revisited the ride when my daddy took me when I was 6 or 7.
Whoa!
By the way,
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not really much of a story. I don't really.
That's just crazy. That like, from what I know about your dad, that one thing about him is that he took you to Disney World.
I know. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like a business. It wasn't a business.
It's like maybe he spent all of his fathering like in the first.
Well, I was a handful,
and then he just burnt out and was like the absentee from here on out.
Yeah, I think he was like I think it was like the 3 weeks in between marriages or something. But like I remember because it was 79. It was the winter of 79 because there was a huge blizzard. And I was 6, and I remember like being in the hotel room, and there was a movie trailer commercial for The Shining, and I got really scared watching the trailer. And also, my dad took me to what this is. What, by the way, this is how old I am. Walt Disney World was only like 6 years old when I was there because it opened in 73. So I remember we went to the Haunted Mansion there, and I got so scared they had to stop the whole ride and let me out. Like they had to turn the house lights on and stuff and come get me. Like I was not having it. And so I told my daughter, I said, I'm going to face my fear. I was so embarrassed that I was scared of this.
Yeah.
So we went back to it. And the whole premise is you go in, you wait in this room, they close all the doors. And then it is actually a little freaky because they go, there's some disembodied scary voice. And it goes like, you are in a room where there are no doors or places to leave. I'm paraphrasing here. Places to leave. You know, you are stuck in this room with. They kind of do that little preamble, and then a door opens, and then you like go in, and they have these little cars, and you go in the car, and you run around, and you see like dumb shit on the left and right and everything. You know, so it's kind of like every other ride at Walt Disney World. But when I was 6, I remember vividly. I didn't make it that far. I remember being in that one room and they were like, and you're crowded in that room. They bring a bunch of you in the room. And I remember being in that room and then me being like, oh, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yeah. And freaking out. You didn't
really even get into the meat of the,
no,
ride.
I didn't even. As a matter of fact, I remember vividly because I saw when I went this last week, we actually, the hallway that you go from that original room down to where I guess all the fucking boats are, like I saw the door they let me out of. Yeah. Like the fire.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember the
some weird cathartic.
The guy goes, you're a little fat. You ruined this for everybody. No wonder you're
still there.
You're like, right. No. They recognize me.
20 more years of therapy.
Man, no wonder your parents got divorced so young.
Oh, Jesus
Look at you.
Christ.
Little piss pants. Huh? I bet you're, fuck. I know. So, but we did it, and it was so funny because it was so I was like, wow, it's not much to be scared of, really.
Yeah, that's interesting though. Going back and
facing my fears,
facing it. Yeah,
I was like, I did it! Yay! Yeah. So anyway, but that was kind of a funny thing. But yeah, so that's what you want to do. So if you're gonna go to Walt Disney World, do that DAS thing. It's a pain. You can also just go to Walt Disney World and go to like the disability center, but apparently that's a fucking nightmare. So just wait on the phone and do it. So that's to answer your question.
There's Epcot. There's the disability center.
Epcot's real. The one thing we didn't do is
all the centers. Guardians
of the Galaxy. There's a new Guardian that we did not do that, but fucking Epcot's really corny. Like all those like rides of tomorrow, like you go on the thing and it's like, when in the future we'll have televisions in your automobile. You're like, yeah, we already do kind of have that. Like it's a lot of that stuff is very
like the Gallagher's 2000 commercial. You're like, okay, guys, it's 2023.
I want a disability pass for Gallagher 2000.
Oh, could you imagine?
What's your disability? I come in my pants.
Yeah, premature ejaculation. I'm treated for it.
Technically, it's her disability,
right? All right, yeah. Kind of our problem.
Yeah, exactly. I have no problem with this. So, anyway.
Gary says the Dream Team returns. You got it, Gary.
You got it.
You
Gary.
Know it. This little mouseketeer came back to town. He also says, nice cricket jumper, Brian.
Hey, thanks. See, they know
cricket jumper.
I figured that
Jimmy said, did Brian inherit his sweater from Thurston Howell? What is this, a roast?
Yeah, you know what's funny is actually I was given this sweater for free by a friend of mine. Yeah, but it's brand new, but it's from a shout out. There's a store called J Press here in Old Manhattan town. And my friend Robert gave it.
Was it our boy Bob Wolf?
Bobby Wolf.
Wasn't he? He was on the show.
Been on the show. That's right. Yeah.
Bobby Wolf.
And I'm wearing a large, which makes me feel skinny. Some guy on Twitter was very unkind. He goes, I thought you lost a lot of weight, but then I saw your enormous stomach. I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know.
That tracks. It sounds like Twitter.
I don't know if that's enormous, although I don't really care.
I think it's almost like a prerequisite. Like you sign something when
to be nasty.
You check a box that, and if you're not nasty enough, you get. It's a very nasty place.
It is a nasty. Twitter's mean.
Very nasty woman.
Although I will say, if you want to see pictures of like you want to really see the dirty stuff,
hardcore pornography.
Yeah, Twitter's like it's a real deal with the devil because they're like you're going to go on there and. Anybody that follows you is going to be very mean to you.
You're going to feel horrible about yourself, but
you're going to see Japanese girls shitting on surfboards. Yes. As many as you want.
Shitting on
Japanese girls shitting on surfboards.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been trying to find some new. I've hit another brick wall with my pornography search recently. I don't know, like what I felt like. By the way, per one of your suggestions, I did that African sex tour.
Oh, okay. The African sex tour. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. It's just funny that you said I did the African. It makes it sound like you went on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zaire.
You checked out the videos. Yeah. I want to say, or African casting.
African casting is the same one, I think. But the thing about it is that like none of the African girls, they are doing that for the money.
Oh, 100%.
And it's
100%.
not a lot of money.
You don't feel like
it's
they didn't convince you.
It's the sadness in their eye. They can't even like. They should give those girls some acting.
Oh, I
lessons.
mean, okay, maybe some of them that I saw, it was the contrary. It was they enjoyed it so much.
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah,
no. This is a lot of like. I have a feeling like
I didn't see any of those. All the one I think it's called African casting.
Okay,
maybe this is like a tour one. That's something different.
Okay, because there's also like Filipino sex tour. It seems like there's like it's just like
right. Okay, I think that might be something different.
It's like filmed. It's like filmed things with prostitutes, essentially.
Basically,
that's
right.
what it is.
Right. Yeah. No, this is more like they kind of do like a little interview and then. But on this, the girls get really into it.
Oh, tell.
Yeah, like they seem like they do it anyways. Probably.
You're like these African girls get so turned on the plate falls out of their lip.
These crazy African girls.
All those rings around their neck and everything. That's what I want to see. I want to see like
tribal. Well, just go get a National Geographic.
Those banana tits. They have like they don't usually have and then for anybody who's been following it is official. Hey, I will be in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, the 9th through the 14th of May. So we've rented a villa officially. One thing I will say that's funny is that I sent Adam a link to the place that we rented. And, originally the idea was to rent the place for my birthday that was going to be like in Punta Cana or mainly just Punta Cana. But all the houses are all on like golf courses. I don't know. They don't look very interesting. I do like to mix it up. I'm not going to get in a ton of like, trouble if you know what I'm saying. Does that make sense? But I do like to be around the trouble, like I like
trouble adjacent.
I like to be trouble adjacent. I like annex trouble.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the super sterilized.
It's just like corny. I mean, what are we gonna do? Sit around on a fucking sit around?
You want to see some dicey business going on.
So what I did is I Googled like the 5th Avenue of Santo Domingo, which is the first European capital in the Western Hemisphere. It is a World Heritage Site. So it sort of looks like crumbly. I was in Argentina visiting Paul like 9 years ago, and then kind of like that, like this crumbly kind of like European type city. But so anyway, so there is like a 5th Avenue of Santo Domingo, which apparently Santo Domingo is pretty fucked up. It can be anyway, but this area is really nice. So I found this villa. It's about $1,000 a night, and so I rented it, and I have some friends. Paul's coming. Another friend of mine's coming. Another friend of mine's coming. And then my friend, we all know Rocky from Baltimore, right?
Oh, Rakesh.
Yes. Well, wow. I don't know what happened to him because of all of the guys, Rocky was like, I don't care how much it is. And at one point, I was telling people it might be $300 a night. So 3 times 5 is $1,500, right? Well, this is really only $100 a night.
Yeah, so I can't believe that whole. How many bedrooms is that?
9.
It's only $1,000 a night.
Well, it's also May.
It looks. Oh, okay. Maybe
so
that's.
It's a little out of
season.
It
looks like a.
I'll let you know.
Like
maybe you'll be there.
Quite maybe. A spread. Maybe.
I told everybody listening. I told Adam if he could get down there, he could stay for free in his own room with his own bedroom. But if you get any kind of STD, it's on you.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, I'll split it with you.
In manner of speaking, you will. Right.
Well, you and Rakesh are gonna have a fucking reunion reenactment.
Yeah. Oh God, you imagine
teabag Baltimore reenactment.
Oh yeah, put your balls in my mouth, Rocky.
Hon.
Yeah, hon, over there. No, but so Rocky was like so funny. He tells me like a month or two ago, he's like, "Listen, I'm single. I don't care how much it is. I'm coming. It's going to be awesome."
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, great, terrific. So then I booked the thing. Everybody else, I mean, I knew Paul was going to be down, but this was kind of a leap. but in my mind, I was like, look, if I spend a couple of grand and nobody shows up, I guess that's what it is. But Rocky, everyone else has already PayPal'd me or Venmo, whatever. So the only person missing is Rocky. I've called Rocky like 3 or 4 times. No, I can't get him on the phone.
Wow. But he already paid.
No, he hasn't paid.
Oh, he hasn't paid.
I'm calling him for payment.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I can't get Rocky.
I hope he's all right. He's a busy guy. Maybe.
I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, whatever.
I hope he didn't back out because I really want to hear.
I know
about Rakesh.
Me too. But it's funny
how he's doing now.
I think he's doing great. I think he's he's single, lives in Baltimore. Has a Corvette. I mean, what more do you need?
What else? Jeez,
Rocky.
Louise.
Yeah.
All right, let's blow through some of these and then we'll go behind the Iron Curtain.
Yes. Ooh, I saw what you did there.
See what I did there? Hello. Let's see. Oh, Ted says Iron Sheik had a massive dick apparently.
Yes. Also, huge crack cocaine problem apparently.
Okay. Well,
the only problem with crack
why
is
you
when
didn't see a giant dildo right in front of him when you pressed against his lips.
Yes. He's like, oh, you humbled me.
Yeah. Hello to Key.
What's up?
Hello
Key?
to Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
Jeremy also says the Iron Sheik has a funny Twitter, not run by him, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think he's. Is he? Did you happen to notice that he's still alive? I mean, you know how wrestlers.
Yeah, he's alive, but he's like 81.
Okay, he's probably not out there doing much. It's funny because most wrestlers. Let me try that again. It's funny because most wrestlers die very young, but the Iron Sheik, bizarrely,
it's tough on your body. All that fake violence is hard on your body.
Don't tell them it's fake; they get very upset. Yeah.
Our boy Mike Chivroli in the chat.
What's
he
up,
says
Mike?
Warden Beef curtains.
Warden Beef curtains. Yeah, he knows what's up.
He knows what's up.
Mike's been invited to Santo Domingo. But
okay.
He's supposed to get back to me by Monday. But
yeah,
Mike, if you can make it, fantastic. If you can't, you're dead to me. No,
dead to me. Hello to Bill. Hello to Tig.
Hey, Bill.
Hello
what's up, Tig?
To Joe.
Joe
says, who are those Jews hanging out behind you?
They're actually Filipinos. Just so you know. They really are. Filipinos, they have a thing in the Philippines where they fucking crucify each other.
Yeah.
They're very hardcore Christians.
Yeah,
they're like they're the Catholics Catholic.
Yeah, don't I know? I live in a very Filipino neighborhood. We got a Jollibee and everything to prove it.
What's a Jollibee?
It's like a Filipino like fried chicken place.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, it was. I've only been there once, but it's like it's near the grocery store that I go to, and it's like it's packed all the time.
Really interesting.
Yeah, they have a lot of very interesting, very specific Filipino stuff.
Do all the lady boys go there in your neighborhood to fuel up for their night shenanigans?
The lady boys are down the street in the next neighborhood. We have the hand job girls in my neighborhood.
Oh, do they like fried chicken?
I mean, I think they're more than hand job, but they probably do. They don't look Filipino though. I'd be a little more interested. To be honest,
a little juicier.
If they're a little juicier, a little darker, but
more well fed.
They're like
I bet whatever Chinese Tong gang is probably like makes them eat like I don't know, like they're not allowed to go out. Maybe like on their birthday they get a chicken neck.
They get like just a thing of those seaweed chips.
Like expired Hello Kitty ramen kits.
Yes,
expired Hello Kitty. All right, we're gonna go. Listen, we're gonna go behind the curtain.
Yeah,
and we're gonna make that happen. So everybody, thank you. We checked in. I don't know. Check out the Patreon if you like. Some people recently have told me that
we got a few new patrons, so maybe we should give a shout out.
Let's do that super quick. We're shoot it right now.
Oh, should we do it on this show?
Yeah, why not? We'll say hi to everybody. We're gonna say hello to Patreon people now.
Let me just
this is like as close.
I noticed a few that.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome.
Patreon.
Welcome. The last
hello to Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Thank you for being a member of the Patreon.
Hello to Rick.
What's up, Rick? Rick Moranis.
Hello to Limp Lenny Marcus.
Hey, I know that guy.
Hello to Edward.
I don't know you, but welcome. Thank you.
Hello to Rohan. Wow, this is all just in the last couple. It's since Saturday.
Cool, buddy.
All right.
Thank you,
everybody.
Okay, lots of stuff over there, everybody, and then check out the T-shirts are still up there. I have not checked with that company in forever, but yeah. It's so funny because my gay gym that I go to, one of the trainers took me aside and he was like, I really love all your T-shirts that you wear.
Your gay T-shirt.
I said,
I tell you, I got my girlfriend a Sounds Gay I'm In T-shirt for Christmas because you inspired. I mean, it's not a Brian McCarthy one, but it's, it was inspired by you.
Oh, did she like it?
Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Sounds gay. I'm in.
should've-
She's like
Yeah.
into gay stuff.
Yeah. I should have told that trainer. Yeah, these t-shirts look good on the floor of your fucking bedroom.
Yeah, right. Crumpled up.
Crumpled up. Or you use it to wipe up my mess.
Yes. Mop off your belly.
Yeah, you could use it to mop off all this shit and blood that comes out of all the sweet cummers out of my asshole. Oh, by the way, I had to push out a dookie this morning, and I wiped away my ass, and I have so much meat hanging out of the back of me.
Dude.
Right? I'm
like
at the
Tetris back there.
It's more like a catcher's mitt.
Is that right?
Yeah, I got it.
Interesting. Like a catcher's mitt with like a hole in it where it's like fingers pop.
No, I mean like there's parts of it. I feel like there's parts of my ass that are hanging out that should be up in there.
It sounds like it. Here's the thing. Good rule of thumb. If any parts of your ass are hanging out, it shouldn't be. Probably
I just think it's my age, though. I think I use my thumb. I push it up a little bit, and it seems to stay there. It's
not hemorrhoids, but maybe hernia where it pops out. No,
it's just like meat. It's like
it's like just meat. Clinically, it's just meat.
Yeah, I don't need to wipe my my medical degree in your face.
Yes.
It's cricket ass meat.
It must be a physician's assistant.
All right, everybody. I bet Ted sees all that in the showers in Britain. Hello, Governor. Put your ass meat back in your. It's time to watch the telly. All right. Sorry for that, Ted. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.